Standing in the shadow of an ancient temple, you might feel small beneath its towering stone walls. But what if I told you these structures were designed to make you feel connected to something far greater, something cosmic? Across the globe, from the pyramids of Egypt to the temples of Angkor Wat, ancient builders aligned their sacred sites with the stars, the sun, and the moon. These aren't just random patterns, they're deliberate, intricate designs that reveal a deep understanding of the heavens. Why would civilizations thousands of years ago go to such lengths to align their temples with celestial bodies? What secrets do these alignments hold about their beliefs, their knowledge, and their place in the universe? Today, we're diving into the mysteries of how ancient temples followed celestial patterns, and what these alignments can teach us about the people who built them. Get ready to uncover the profound connection between the skies above and the stones below. Picture this, a civilization without telescopes, satellites, or modern technology, gazing up at the night sky and mapping the movements of celestial bodies with astonishing accuracy. This wasn't just one culture, it was a shared pursuit across the ancient world. The Mayans, for instance, crafted intricate calendars based on the cycles of the sun and moon, while the Egyptians aligned their pyramids to mirror the stars of Orion's belt. These weren't mere acts of practicality, but profound expressions of their worldview. For them, the heavens weren't just a backdrop, they were a living, breathing force that shaped their daily lives and spiritual beliefs. Temples became more than buildings, they were sacred spaces where the earthly and the celestial intertwined. By aligning these structures with the sun's path or the rising of specific stars, ancient peoples sought to create harmony between their world and the cosmos. This wasn't just about architecture, it was about connection. It was a way to honor the gods, mark the passage of time, and reaffirm their place in the grand tapestry of the universe. What's remarkable is how this cosmic connection transcends geography and time. Whether in the jungles of Central America, the deserts of Egypt, or the plains of India, humanity's gaze has always been drawn upward, seeking answers and inspiration in the vast expanse above. These ancient alignments remind us that, even today, the stars still hold a timeless power to captivate and guide us. The sun has always been more than just a fiery ball in the sky. It was a sacred force, a symbol of life, power, and renewal for countless ancient civilizations. It's no wonder that so many temples were meticulously designed to honor this celestial giant, aligning their structures with its movements in ways that were both awe-inspiring and deeply meaningful. Take the Temple of Karnak in Egypt, for instance. This sprawling complex dedicated to the sun god Amun-Ra was built so precisely that during the winter solstice, the rising sun would bathe its inner sanctum in golden light. This wasn't just a coincidence, it was a deliberate act of reverence, a way to connect the earthly realm with the divine. The sunlight streaming through the temple's corridors symbolized the sun god's presence, a reminder of his life-giving power and the promise of renewal. But the sun's role in temple design goes far beyond symbolism. It was also a practical tool, a celestial clock that helped ancient societies track the passage of time. The Mayans, masters of astronomy, built the Pyramid of Chichen Itza with such precision that during the spring and autumn equinoxes, the play of light and shadow creates the illusion of a serpent slithering down its steps. This phenomenon, known as the Serpent effect, wasn't just a stunning visual, it marked the changing of seasons, signaling the time to plant crops or prepare for harvest. For the Mayans, the sun wasn't just a symbol, it was a guide, a cosmic partner in their daily lives. What's fascinating is how these solar alignments reveal a universal truth about ancient cultures. They saw the sun not just as a distant star, but as a living, breathing entity. Its journey across the sky mirrored the cycles of life, death, and rebirth, a constant reminder of the world's natural rhythms. By aligning their temples with the sun's path, these civilizations were able to create spaces that felt alive, spaces where the divine seemed to walk among them. Whether it was the winter solstice sunrise at Karnak or the equinox shadows at Chichen Itza, these moments were more than just architectural feats. They were acts of devotion, a way to honor the eternal dance between the heavens and the earth. And here's the thing, these alignments weren't limited to one culture or region. From the stone circles of Europe to the sun temples of India, the sun's influence can be seen in sacred sites across the globe. It's a testament to humanity's shared fascination with the cosmos, a reminder that even in our diversity, we've always looked to the skies for meaning and inspiration. The next time you stand beneath the sun, take a moment to think about how ancient peoples saw it, not just as a source of light, but as a bridge between the earthly and the divine, a force that shaped their world and continues to shape ours. While the sun's brilliance often steals the spotlight, the moon quietly weaves its own magic across the ancient world. Unlike the sun's steady, predictable path, the moon's ever-shifting phases captivated the imaginations of countless cultures, inspiring awe and reverence. Ancient peoples didn't just see the moon as a glowing orb in the night sky, they saw it as a celestial storyteller, a symbol of life cycles and a bridge between the earthly and the divine. From the silvery glow of a full moon to the mysterious darkness of a new moon, lunar cycles became a way to mark time, celebrate sacred rituals, and honor the rhythms of nature. Take the Temple of Artemis in ancient Greece, for example. This grand structure, dedicated to the goddess of the hunt and the moon, was designed to align perfectly with the full moon. On these nights, moonlight would flood the temple's interior, creating an ethereal atmosphere that seemed to blur the line between the mortal world and the realm of the gods. For the Greeks, this alignment wasn't just a stunning visual, it was a way to connect with Artemis herself, a deity who embodied both the wildness of nature and the nurturing power of the moon. The temple's design reflects a deep understanding of lunar cycles, turning the moon's light into a sacred presence that illuminated their rituals and prayers. In India, the Konark Sun Temple offers another fascinating example of lunar alignment, even though its name suggests a focus on the sun. This architectural marvel, shaped like a colossal chariot, features intricate carvings and alignments that honor both solar and lunar events. During certain lunar phases, the temple's design creates dramatic interplay between light and shadow, transforming the space into a living canvas that celebrates the moon's mystical energy. For the people of ancient India, the moon wasn't just a celestial body, it was a symbol of fertility, renewal, and the divine feminine. Its waxing and waning mirrored the cycles of life, death, and rebirth, reminding them of the eternal balance that governed their world. What's truly remarkable is how these lunar alignments weren't just symbolic, they were deeply practical. In agricultural societies, the moon's phases served as a natural calendar, guiding planting, harvesting, and even fishing. The full moon's brightness illuminated the night, making it easier to work or travel after sunset, while the new moon's darkness offered a time for rest and reflection. Temples aligned with lunar events became communal gathering spaces where people could come together to celebrate festivals, honor their gods, and reaffirm their connection to the cosmos. The moon's influence also extended into mythology, where it often took on a dual role, both nurturing and mysterious. In many cultures, the moon was associated with the divine feminine, embodying qualities like intuition, transformation, and the unseen forces of the universe. Its cyclical nature made it a powerful symbol of renewal, a reminder that even in darkness, light would always return. By aligning their temples with the moon's movements, ancient peoples weren't just building structures. They were creating spaces where the sacred and the everyday could coexist, where the rhythms of the cosmos could be felt in every stone and shadow. So the next time you look up at the moon, think about how it shaped the lives and beliefs of ancient civilizations. Its gentle glow wasn't just a source of light, it was a beacon of hope, a symbol of the divine, and a reminder of humanity's enduring connection to the heavens. From the temple of Artemis to the Karnak Sun Temple, these lunar alignments tell a story of reverence, ingenuity, and a deep understanding of the universe's mysteries. And as we explore these ancient sites, we're reminded that the moon's magic still lingers, inviting us to look up and wonder. While the sun and moon held undeniable importance, the stars offered ancient civilizations a map to the infinite, a celestial guide to the mysteries of life, death, and the divine. Across cultures, temples weren't just built to honor the sun or the moon. They were also meticulously aligned with specific stars and constellations, turning the night sky into a sacred blueprint. This wasn't just about aesthetics or symbolism. It was a profound expression of humanity's quest to understand the cosmos and its place within it. Take the Great Pyramid of Giza, one of the most iconic structures in human history. For centuries, scholars have speculated about its alignment with the stars of Orion's belt. This constellation, often associated with Osiris, the Egyptian god of the afterlife, was seen as a gateway to eternal life. By mirroring Orion's belt in their pyramid design, the ancient Egyptians may have been encoding a spiritual message that the pharaoh's journey to the afterlife was a celestial voyage, a passage from the earthly realm to the stars. The precision of this alignment is astonishing, especially considering the tools and knowledge available at the time. It's as if the builders were saying, "Look up and you'll see where we're going." But the stars' influence didn't stop at the pyramids. On the other side of the world, the sprawling temple complex of Angkor Wat in Cambodia offers another breathtaking example of celestial alignment. This vast structure, dedicated to the Hindu god Vishnu, is believed to mirror the constellation Draco, often associated with serpents and cosmic power in Hindu mythology. The temple's layout, with its intricate towers and courtyards, seems to echo the constellation's shape, creating a physical representation of the heavens on Earth. For the people of ancient Cambodia, this wasn't just an architectural feat. It was a way to bring the divine into their daily lives, to make the distant stars feel close and tangible. What's striking about these star alignments is the level of astronomical knowledge they reveal. Ancient architects didn't just observe the stars, they mapped them, studied their movements, and understood their patterns. This wasn't guesswork. It was a deliberate, calculated effort to connect the earthly and the celestial. By aligning their temples with specific stars or constellations, these builders were creating more than just monuments. They were crafting eternal messages encoded in stone that spoke of their beliefs, their hopes, and their understanding of the universe. And it's not just about individual stars. Constellations played a key role in these alignments as well. In many cultures, constellations were seen as celestial stories, myths written in the stars. By aligning their temples with these patterns, ancient peoples were bringing those stories to life, turning their sacred sites into three-dimensional representations of the myths that shaped their world. It's a reminder that, for them, the stars weren't just points of light, they were characters in a grand cosmic narrative, a story that unfolded above them every night. These star alignments also reveal something deeper about humanity's shared fascination with the heavens. Whether in Egypt, Cambodia, or elsewhere, the stars have always been a source of wonder and inspiration. They've guided travelers, inspired poets, and offered comfort to those seeking meaning in the vastness of the universe. By mapping the heavens on Earth, ancient civilizations were able to create spaces where the divine felt present, where the stars weren't just distant lights but active participants in their spiritual lives. So the next time you gaze up at the night sky, think about how ancient people saw it not as a random scattering of stars, but as a map, a story, a connection to something greater. From the pyramids of Giza to the temples of Angkor Wat, these celestial alignments remind us that the stars have always been more than just distant lights. They've been guides, teachers, and symbols of the eternal. And as we explore these ancient sites, we're reminded that the stars still hold the power to captivate and inspire, just as they did thousands of years ago. Ancient architects were more than just builders of stone. They were master astronomers, blending art and science in ways that still leave us in awe today. Their ability to align monumental structures with celestial precision wasn't accidental. It was the result of meticulous planning and a deep understanding of the cosmos. To achieve this, they relied on ingenious tools like gnomons, merkits, and astrolabes, which allowed them to track the movements of the sun, moon, and stars with remarkable accuracy. These instruments weren't just tools, they were gateways to the heavens, enabling ancient civilizations to bridge the gap between the earthly and the divine. One of the most fascinating examples of this astronomical mastery is the Great Pyramid of Giza. Its alignment to true north is so precise that modern engineers struggle to replicate it without advanced technology. How did the ancient Egyptians achieve such accuracy? The answer lies in their use of simple yet effective tools like the merkit, a sighting instrument that allowed them to track the stars and determine cardinal directions. By observing the movements of specific stars, they could align their structures with an almost supernatural precision. This wasn't just about building a tomb for a pharaoh, it was about creating a monument that resonated with the rhythms of the universe. But the Egyptians weren't alone in their celestial pursuits. Across the globe, other civilizations developed their own methods for aligning sacred sites with the heavens. In ancient Greece, the gnomon, a simple vertical rod, was used to measure the sun's shadow, helping architects determine the solstices and equinoxes. This knowledge wasn't just practical, it was deeply symbolic, linking the cycles of the sun to the cycles of life and death. Similarly, the astrolabe, a sophisticated device used by Islamic astronomers, allowed for precise calculations of celestial positions, enabling the alignment of mosques and observatories with the stars. These tools weren't just about accuracy, they were about creating harmony between the human and the cosmic. What's truly remarkable is how this astronomical knowledge was passed down through generations, forming the foundation of sacred geometry and architectural design. Ancient architects didn't just build structures, they encoded cosmic truths into their designs, creating spaces that reflected their understanding of the universe. The Great Pyramid of Giza, for instance, isn't just a marvel of engineering, it's a testament to the Egyptians' belief in the interconnectedness of all things. Its alignment with the stars wasn't just a technical achievement, it was a spiritual statement, a way of saying, we are part of something greater. This raises an intriguing question. How did ancient civilizations, with their limited technology, achieve such extraordinary precision? While we may never know all the details, one thing is clear: their understanding of the cosmos was far more advanced than we often give them credit for. They didn't just look at the stars, they studied them, mapped them, and used them as a guide for their most sacred endeavors. Their tools may have been simple, but their vision was anything but. They saw the heavens not as a distant mystery, but as a living, breathing part of their world, and they built their temples and monuments to reflect that connection. As we explore these ancient sites, we're reminded of the incredible ingenuity and creativity of our ancestors. They didn't have satellites or computers, but they had something equally powerful: a deep curiosity about the universe and a desire to align their lives with its rhythms. From the pyramids of Egypt to the temples of Greece, these celestial alignments are more than just architectural feats. They're a testament to humanity's enduring quest to understand the cosmos and our place within it. And as we stand in the shadow of these ancient wonders, we can't help but feel a sense of connection, not just to the past, but to the stars themselves. Beyond the stars and celestial alignments, ancient architects also turned to the language of numbers and shapes to infuse their temples with meaning. Sacred geometry, the study of patterns and proportions thought to embody the divine, was a cornerstone of temple design, blending mathematics and spirituality into a single, harmonious vision. These geometric principles weren't just decorative, they were a way to encode the mysteries of the universe into stone, creating spaces that felt alive with cosmic energy. From the golden ratio to the Fibonacci sequence, these patterns were more than mathematical curiosities, they were windows into the soul of the cosmos. One of the most famous examples of sacred geometry is the golden ratio, a proportion found everywhere in nature, from the spiral of a seashell to the arrangement of leaves on a stem. This ratio, approximately 1.618 to 1, was seen as a perfect balance, a visual representation of harmony and beauty. Ancient architects incorporated this ratio into their temple designs, using it to create structures that felt both aesthetically pleasing and spiritually resonant. The Parthenon in Greece, for instance, is said to embody the golden ratio in its proportions, with its columns and pediments carefully calculated to reflect this divine balance. For the Greeks, this wasn't just about creating a beautiful building, it was about aligning their sacred spaces with the natural order of the universe. But the golden ratio isn't the only geometric principle found in ancient temples. The Fibonacci sequence, a series of numbers where each number is the sum of the two preceding ones, also played a key role in sacred architecture. This sequence, which appears in everything from flower petals to galaxies, was seen as a blueprint for growth and expansion, a symbol of life's endless potential. Temples like the Borobudur in Indonesia incorporate Fibonacci-inspired patterns into their designs, with intricate mandalas and concentric circles that reflect the spiral patterns found in nature. These designs weren't just visually stunning, they were meant to evoke a sense of connection to the infinite, a reminder that we are all part of a larger, ever-expanding whole. What's truly fascinating is how these geometric principles were used in conjunction with celestial alignments, creating a layered tapestry of meaning. A temple aligned with the stars might also feature a floor plan based on sacred geometry, with its proportions mirroring the golden ratio or Fibonacci sequence. This wasn't just about creating a beautiful space, it was about crafting a microcosm of the universe, a place where the earthly and the divine could coexist in perfect harmony. For ancient peoples, these patterns weren't abstract concepts. They were living, breathing forces that shaped their world and their understanding of it. Sacred geometry also reveals something profound about the way ancient cultures viewed the relationship between mathematics and spirituality. For them, numbers and shapes weren't just tools for measurement. They were symbols of cosmic truths, a way to make the intangible tangible. By incorporating these patterns into their temples, they were able to create spaces that felt alive with meaning, spaces where every line and curve told a story about the universe and humanity's place within it. And here's the thing, these geometric principles still resonate with us today. Whether it's the spiral of a galaxy or the petals of a sunflower, the patterns of sacred geometry remind us of the interconnectedness of all things. They invite us to see the world not as a collection of random shapes but as a harmonious whole, where every part reflects the divine order of the cosmos. So the next time you walk through an ancient temple or even gaze at a seashell, take a moment to appreciate the hidden geometry that connects us to the universe. In these patterns, we find not just beauty but a profound reminder of our shared place in the grand design of existence. The zodiac, a celestial belt of constellations tracing the sun's path across the sky, was far more than a whimsical astrological concept for ancient civilizations. It was a cosmic roadmap, a guide to understanding the rhythms of the universe and humanity's place within it. Temples around the world often incorporated zodiac symbols and alignments, reflecting a profound belief that the stars above influenced life below. These weren't just decorative flourishes, they were deliberate, meaningful connections to the heavens, designed to harmonize earthly existence with the celestial order. One of the most striking examples of this connection can be found at the Dendera Temple in Egypt. Its famed zodiac ceiling is a breathtaking mosaic of stars, constellations, and celestial figures, meticulously carved into stone. This intricate masterpiece isn't just a map of the night sky, it's a spiritual statement, a testament to the ancient Egyptians' belief that the zodiac was a living, breathing force shaping their lives. Each constellation represented a different aspect of existence, from the cycles of agriculture to the journey of the soul after death. By aligning their temple with these celestial patterns, the Egyptians sought to create a space where the divine and the earthly could coexist, where the stars' influence could be felt in every corner. But the zodiac's role in temple design goes beyond symbolism. In many cultures, it served as a practical tool for marking time and understanding the world. The Babylonians, for instance, divided the zodiac into 12 equal parts, each corresponding to a month of the year. This system became the foundation of the modern zodiac, influencing everything from calendars to agricultural practices. Temples aligned with zodiac signs weren't just places of worship, they were centers of knowledge, where priests and scholars studied the stars to predict seasons, guide harvests, and even interpret divine will. The zodiac became a way to navigate the complexities of life, offering both spiritual insight and practical guidance. What's fascinating is how these zodiac alignments reveal a universal truth about ancient cultures. They saw the heavens as an active, living presence. The stars weren't just distant lights, they were characters in a cosmic drama, shaping human destiny in ways both subtle and profound. By incorporating zodiac symbols into their temples, ancient architects were able to create spaces that resonated with this belief, spaces where the stars' influence felt tangible and immediate. Whether it was the Dendera Temple's zodiac ceiling or the Mayan observatories tracking Venus's movements, these alignments were more than just architectural feats. They were acts of devotion, a way to honor the eternal dance between the earthly and the celestial. And here's the thing, the zodiac wasn't confined to one culture or region. From the temples of India to the stone circles of Europe, zodiac symbols and alignments can be found across the globe. This shared fascination with the zodiac speaks to humanity's enduring desire to find meaning in the stars, to see ourselves as part of a larger, interconnected whole. The next time you look up at the night sky, think about how ancient people saw it not as a random scattering of stars, but as a story, a guide, a map to the mysteries of existence. These zodiac alignments remind us that, even today, the stars still hold the power to captivate and inspire, just as they did thousands of years ago. Imagine standing in the heart of a sacred site as the first light of dawn breaks over the horizon, perfectly aligned with a towering stone structure. This isn't just a breathtaking moment, it's a celestial event carefully orchestrated by ancient architects to mark the equinox. Twice a year, during the spring and autumn equinoxes, day and night achieve perfect balance, a phenomenon that held profound significance for civilizations around the world. These moments of equilibrium weren't just natural occurrences, they were opportunities to celebrate the delicate harmony between light and darkness, life and death, and the cycles of creation and renewal. Take Stonehenge, for example. This iconic monument in England is famously aligned with the equinoxes, with its massive stones framing the rising sun during these pivotal moments. For the people who built it, the equinox wasn't just a date on the calendar. It was a time to gather, reflect, and honor the balance that governed their world. The alignment of Stonehenge with the equinox sun wasn't a coincidence. It was a deliberate act of reverence, a way to connect the earthly and the celestial in a moment of perfect symmetry. Similarly, in the Andes Mountains of Peru, the ancient city of Machu Picchu reveals another stunning example of equinox alignment. The Intihuatana stone, often referred to as the hitching post of the sun, was designed to cast no shadow during the equinoxes. This precise alignment wasn't just a technological marvel, it was a spiritual statement, a way to honor the sun's life-giving power and the balance it brought to the world. For the Inca, the equinox was a time to celebrate the interconnectedness of all things, from the cycles of agriculture to the rhythms of human life. But why did these cultures place such importance on the equinox? The answer lies in their deep understanding of the natural world. The equinox represented a moment of perfect balance, a reminder that light and darkness, life and death, were not opposing forces but complementary aspects of a greater whole. This balance wasn't just an abstract concept, it was reflected in their rituals, their architecture, and their worldview. During the equinox, ceremonies often included offerings, dances, and prayers, all designed to honor the unity of opposites and reaffirm humanity's place within the cosmic order. What's truly remarkable is how these equinox alignments reveal a universal truth about ancient cultures. They saw the world as a living, interconnected system where every element played a vital role. The equinox wasn't just a moment in time, it was a microcosm of the universe's rhythms, a reminder that balance and harmony were essential to life. By aligning their temples with these celestial events, ancient architects were able to create spaces that embodied this philosophy, spaces where the divine and the earthly could coexist in perfect equilibrium. Today, as we stand in the shadow of these ancient wonders, we're reminded of the enduring power of the equinox to inspire and connect us. Whether it's the rising sun at Stonehenge or the shadowless Intihuatana at Machu Picchu, these alignments invite us to pause and reflect on the delicate balance that shapes our world. They remind us that, even in a modern age of technology and complexity, the cycles of nature still hold the power to captivate and guide us. So the next time the equinox arrives, take a moment to look up and marvel at the ancient wisdom that saw the universe not as a collection of random events, but as a harmonious dance of light and darkness, life and death, and the eternal balance that connects us all. As the seasons shift and the sun reaches its highest and lowest points in the sky, ancient civilizations marked these extremes with awe and reverence. The solstices, those pivotal moments of the longest and shortest days, were more than just astronomical events. They were sacred milestones celebrated with rituals, gatherings, and architectural marvels designed to capture the sun's fleeting brilliance. From the rolling hills of Ireland to the rugged peaks of Peru, ancient temples aligned with the solstice sun stand as enduring testaments to humanity's deep connection to the rhythms of nature. Take Newgrange, for example. This ancient passage tomb in Ireland, older than the pyramids of Giza, is a masterpiece of celestial alignment. Its entrance is carefully positioned so that on the winter solstice, the rising sun shines through a small opening, flooding the inner chamber with golden light. For a few precious minutes, the tomb's dark, mysterious interior is illuminated, creating a breathtaking spectacle that feels almost otherworldly. This wasn't just a random act of engineering, it was a deliberate, deeply symbolic gesture. The winter solstice, the shortest day of the year, marked the rebirth of the sun, a promise that light and warmth would return. By aligning Newgrange with this moment, its builders were honoring the cycle of life, death, and renewal, reminding their community that even in the darkest times, hope endures. On the other side of the world, the Temple of the Sun in Peru offers another stunning example of solstice alignment. Built by the Inca civilization high in the Andes, this sacred site is designed to capture the sun's rays during the summer solstice, the longest day of the year. As the sun rises, its light cascades down the temple's precisely carved steps, creating a radiant display that seems to bring the structure to life. For the Inca, the summer solstice was a time of abundance and celebration, a moment to give thanks for the sun's life-giving energy and to prepare for the harvest season ahead. The temple's alignment wasn't just a spiritual act, it was a practical one, a way to mark the turning of the seasons and ensure the community's survival. What's fascinating about these solstice alignments is how they blend the spiritual and the practical. For ancient peoples, the solstices weren't just abstract concepts, they were vital markers of time, guiding everything from agricultural cycles to religious ceremonies. The winter solstice, with its promise of returning light, symbolized hope and renewal, while the summer solstice celebrated abundance and the sun's life-sustaining power. By aligning their temples with these moments, ancient architects were able to create spaces that honored both the divine and the everyday, spaces where the heavens and the earth felt intimately connected. These alignments also reveal something profound about humanity's relationship with nature. In a world without modern technology, the sun's movements were a constant grounding force, a reminder of the natural rhythms that shaped every aspect of life. The solstices, with their dramatic shifts in light and darkness, offered a chance to pause, reflect, and celebrate the cycles that governed existence. By building temples aligned with these celestial events, ancient cultures were able to create physical representations of this connection, spaces where the divine felt present and the natural world felt alive with meaning. Today, as we stand in the shadow of these ancient wonders, we're reminded of the enduring power of the solstices to inspire and connect us. Whether it's the winter solstice sunrise at Newgrange or the summer solstice light show at the Temple of the Sun, these alignments invite us to pause and reflect on the cycles that shape our world. They remind us that, even in a modern age of artificial light and digital calendars, the rhythms of nature still hold the power to captivate and guide us. So the next time the solstice arrives, take a moment to look up and marvel at the ancient wisdom that saw the sun not just as a source of light, but as a symbol of life, renewal, and humanity's timeless connection to the cosmos. Mythology wasn't just a collection of stories for ancient civilizations, it was the very fabric of their understanding of the cosmos. Gods, heroes, and cosmic battles weren't merely tales told around fires. They were woven into the architecture of sacred sites, with celestial alignments acting as bridges between myth and reality. These alignments weren't random, they were deliberate, designed to bring the stories of the heavens down to earth, turning temples into three-dimensional storybooks. Consider the Parthenon in Athens, a masterpiece of ancient architecture and a testament to the power of myth. This iconic temple, dedicated to the goddess Athena, is said to align with the constellation Pleiades, a group of 7 stars often referred to as the Seven Sisters in Greek mythology. According to the myth, these stars represent the daughters of Atlas, who are transformed into celestial beings to escape danger. The Parthenon's alignment with the Pleiades wasn't just a nod to astronomy, it was a way to honor this story, embedding it into the very stones of the temple. For the ancient Greeks, this connection wasn't just symbolic, it was a reminder that the gods and heroes of their myths walked among the stars, watching over them. But this interplay between myth and alignment wasn't unique to Greece. In Egypt, the Great Pyramid of Giza is believed to align with Orion's belt, a constellation associated with Osiris, the god of the afterlife. In Egyptian mythology, Osiris was murdered by his brother Seth and later resurrected, becoming a symbol of eternal life. By aligning the pyramid with Orion's belt, the ancient Egyptians may have been encoding this myth into their architecture, creating a celestial pathway for the pharaoh's soul to journey to the afterlife. The stars weren't just markers in the sky, they were gateways to the divine, guiding the departed to their eternal resting place. What's striking about these mythological alignments is how they reveal the interconnectedness of ancient cultures. Whether in Greece, Egypt, or elsewhere, people look to the stars not just for navigation or timekeeping, but as a source of meaning and inspiration. The myths they told were more than entertainment, they were frameworks for understanding the universe, offering explanations for the mysteries of life, death, and the cosmos. By aligning their temples with specific stars or constellations, ancient architects were able to bring these stories to life, creating spaces where the divine felt present and the myths felt real. These mythological connections also highlight the role of storytelling in shaping ancient spirituality. Myths weren't static, they evolved over time, reflecting the values, fears, and aspirations of the cultures that told them. Temples aligned with celestial events became stages for these stories, places where the myths could be enacted, celebrated, and remembered. During festivals and rituals, priests and worshippers would retell these tales, using the alignments as a way to connect with the gods and heroes they revered. The temple wasn't just a building, it was a living, breathing part of the mythic narrative. And here's the thing, these mythological alignments still resonate with us today. They remind us of the power of storytelling to shape our understanding of the world, to connect us with something greater than ourselves. The next time you look up at the night sky, think about the stories that ancient peoples saw in the stars, stories of gods and heroes, of life and death, of the eternal dance between the earthly and the divine. These myths, encoded in stone and aligned with the heavens, are more than just relics of the past. They're a testament to humanity's enduring quest to find meaning in the cosmos. And as we explore these ancient sites, we're reminded that the stars still hold the power to inspire and guide us, just as they did thousands of years ago. The natural world wasn't just a backdrop for ancient civilizations, it was a living, breathing force that shaped their spiritual and architectural vision. Mountains, rivers, and valleys weren't merely features of the landscape. They were sacred entities imbued with divine energy and cosmic significance. This profound reverence for the earth is evident in the way ancient temples were designed, often aligning with the surrounding geography to create a seamless connection between the built environment and the natural world. These alignments weren't just practical, they were symbolic, reflecting a deep belief in the sacredness of the earth and its intrinsic link to the heavens. Take Machu Picchu, the iconic Inca citadel perched high in the Andes Mountains. The Temple of the Sun, one of its most sacred structures, is a stunning example of how geography influenced temple alignment. This circular temple, with its precisely carved stone walls, aligns perfectly with the surrounding peaks, including the towering Huayna Picchu. During the summer solstice, the sun's rays stream through a carefully positioned window, illuminating the temple's interior and creating a dramatic interplay of light and shadow. This alignment wasn't accidental, it was a deliberate act of reverence, a way to honor the mountains as living deities and to integrate the temple into the natural rhythms of the landscape. For the Inca, the mountains weren't just physical landmarks, they were apus or sacred spirits, protectors of the land and its people. By aligning the Temple of the Sun with these peaks, they were acknowledging the mountains' role as intermediaries between the earthly and the divine. But the influence of geography on temple design extends far beyond the Andes. In ancient Egypt, the Nile River played a central role in the placement and orientation of temples. The river wasn't just a source of life-giving water, it was a sacred artery, a symbol of renewal and fertility. Temples like Karnak and Luxor were often built along the Nile's banks. Their axes aligned with the river's flow to reflect its importance in both daily life and spiritual practice. The Nile's annual flooding, which brought rich silt to the fields, was seen as a divine gift, a reminder of the gods' benevolence. By aligning their temples with the river, the ancient Egyptians were expressing gratitude for this life-sustaining force and reinforcing their connection to the natural cycles that govern their world. In India, the sacred geography of rivers and mountains also shaped temple architecture. The city of Varanasi, one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in the world, is a prime example. Situated on the banks of the Ganges River, Varanasi is home to countless temples aligned with the river's flow. The Ganges, considered the holiest river in Hinduism, is believed to have descended from the heavens, bringing purity and salvation to those who bathe in its waters. Temples like the Kashi Vishwanath, dedicated to Shiva, are designed to face the river, creating a visual and spiritual connection between the sacred site and the divine waters. This alignment reflects the belief that the river itself is a manifestation of the divine, a living, flowing presence that connects the earthly and the celestial. These geographical alignments reveal something profound about ancient cultures. They saw the earth not as a passive backdrop, but as an active participant in their spiritual lives. Mountains, rivers, and other natural features were more than just physical landmarks. They were sacred beings, imbued with power and meaning. By aligning their temples with these features, ancient architects were able to create spaces that honored the Earth's divinity and reinforced humanity's place within the natural order. These alignments weren't just about aesthetics or symbolism. They were about creating harmony, a way to bring the sacredness of the Earth into the heart of human life. What's truly remarkable is how these geographical alignments continue to inspire us today. They remind us of the deep, enduring connection between humanity and the natural world, a connection that transcends time and culture. Whether it's the sunlit peaks of Machu Picchu, the flowing waters of the Nile, or the sacred banks of the Ganges, these alignments invite us to see the Earth not as something separate from us, but as a vital part of our spiritual and cultural heritage. So the next time you stand in the shadow of a mountain or beside a flowing river, take a moment to appreciate the ancient wisdom that saw these features as sacred, a reminder of the profound bond between the earth, the heavens, and the human spirit. In the ancient world, where the heavens were not just observed but deeply revered, a select group of individuals held the keys to understanding the cosmos. Priests and astronomers were far more than spiritual leaders or stargazers. They were the architects of the sacred, the ones who ensured that temples stood in perfect harmony with the rhythms of the universe. Their role was pivotal, blending science and spirituality in ways that still leave us marveling at their ingenuity and insight. These custodians of celestial knowledge were more than just advisors. They were the bridge between the earthly and the divine. In societies like ancient Egypt, priests weren't just conducting rituals, they were studying the stars, tracking the movements of the sun and moon, and using this knowledge to guide the construction of temples. The alignment of a temple wasn't left to chance. It was a deliberate act, carefully calculated to reflect the order of the cosmos. For example, the priests of Amun-Ra at Karnak meticulously planned the temple's layout to capture the winter solstice sunrise, ensuring that the light of the sun god would flood the inner sanctuary at just the right moment. This wasn't just about architecture, it was about creating a space where the divine could manifest, where the heavens and the earth could meet. Astronomers, too, played a vital role in this sacred work. In civilizations like the Maya, these skilled observers charted the cycles of Venus, the moon, and the sun with astonishing accuracy. Their calculations weren't just for calendars or agricultural purposes. They were essential for designing temples that aligned with celestial events. The Pyramid of Chichen Itza, with its serpent-like shadow during the equinoxes, is a testament to their expertise. The astronomers' ability to predict these moments allowed them to create structures that didn't just honor the gods but brought their presence to life in tangible, awe-inspiring ways. What's fascinating is how these roles often overlapped. In many cultures, priests and astronomers were one and the same, their work intertwining the spiritual and the scientific. They weren't just interpreting the will of the gods, they were decoding the language of the cosmos itself. This dual role gave them a unique perspective, allowing them to see the universe as a unified whole, where every star, planet, and celestial event had meaning and purpose. Their knowledge wasn't just theoretical, it was practical, shaping the very spaces where people gathered to worship, celebrate, and connect with the divine. But their work wasn't just about aligning stones with stars, it was about creating order out of chaos. In a world where the natural and the supernatural were deeply intertwined, temples were more than buildings, they were microcosms of the universe, designed to reflect the harmony and balance of the cosmos. By aligning these sacred sites with celestial patterns, priests and astronomers were able to bring a sense of stability and meaning to their communities. They were reminding people that no matter how chaotic life might seem, there was an underlying order, a divine plan that connected everything. This raises an intriguing question. How did these ancient experts pass down their knowledge? In many cases, their understanding of the heavens was closely guarded, shared only with a select few through oral traditions, sacred texts, or even encoded symbols within the temples themselves. This secrecy wasn't about exclusivity, it was about preserving the sacredness of their work, ensuring that the connection between the earthly and the celestial remained unbroken. As we explore these ancient sites today, we're reminded of the incredible skill and dedication of these early astronomers and priests. Their work wasn't just about building temples, it was about creating spaces where the cosmos could be felt, where the divine could be experienced. They remind us that even in a world without modern technology, humanity's quest to understand the universe was boundless, driven by a deep curiosity and a profound sense of wonder. And as we stand in the shadow of these ancient wonders, we can't help but feel a connection to those who came before us, who looked to the stars not just for answers but for inspiration and hope. Though the ancient temples of Egypt, Greece, and the Americas may seem worlds apart from the towering skyscrapers of today, the principles that guided their construction still echo in the architecture of our modern age. The same celestial alignments and sacred geometries that once connected ancient peoples to the cosmos continue to inspire architects, proving that humanity's fascination with the heavens is as timeless as the stars themselves. From the spires of the Washington Monument to the dizzying heights of the Burj Khalifa, the legacy of ancient wisdom is etched into the very foundations of our cities. Take the Washington Monument, for instance. This iconic obelisk standing tall in the heart of the United States Capitol isn't just a symbol of national pride, it's a modern homage to the sacred geometry of ancient Egypt. The obelisk shape itself, a design favored by the pharaohs, was believed to act as a conduit between the earth and the sky. The Washington Monument's alignment with the cardinal directions mirrors the precision of its ancient counterparts, creating a subtle yet powerful link to the celestial patterns that once guided temple builders. Even in a modern context, this structure reminds us of the enduring power of geometric harmony and alignment. Then there's the Burj Khalifa in Dubai, the tallest building in the world. While its sleek, futuristic design might seem far removed from the stone temples of old, its inspiration is deeply rooted in ancient principles. The building's spiral form, inspired by the desert flower Hymenocallis, echoes the Fibonacci sequence, a mathematical pattern found in everything from seashells to galaxies. This same sequence was used by ancient architects to create structures that felt alive with cosmic energy. The Burj Khalifa's design isn't just about breaking records, it's about capturing the essence of natural growth and universal balance, much like the temples that came before it. But why do these ancient principles still resonate with us today? The answer lies in their universality. Sacred geometry and celestial alignment aren't just about aesthetics or symbolism, they're about creating spaces that feel harmonious, that connect us to something greater than ourselves. In a world often dominated by chaos and noise, these principles offer a sense of order and meaning, reminding us of our place within the larger tapestry of existence. What's fascinating is how modern architects have adapted these ancient ideas to suit contemporary needs. While the Washington Monument and the Burj Khalifa may serve different purposes than the temples of old, they still embody the same reverence for the cosmos. The Washington Monument's alignment with the sun during the equinoxes creates a moment of perfect symmetry, much like the solstice alignments at ancient sites. The Burj Khalifa's spiraling form, with its layers of geometric precision, evokes the same sense of wonder as the mandalas of Borobudur or the golden ratios of the Parthenon. These modern structures also serve as a testament to humanity's enduring quest for connection. Just as ancient peoples aligned their temples with the stars to honor the divine, today's architects use these same principles to create spaces that inspire awe and reflection. Whether it's the Washington Monument standing as a beacon of unity or the Burj Khalifa reaching toward the heavens, these buildings remind us that the principles of sacred geometry and celestial alignment are more than just relics of the past. They're living, breathing elements of our shared human experience. As we gaze up at these modern marvels, we're reminded that the legacy of ancient alignments is far from forgotten. It lives on in the curves and angles of our skylines, in the way light plays across glass and steel, and in the way we continue to seek harmony between the earthly and the celestial. These structures are more than just feats of engineering. They're bridges between the past and the present, between the human and the divine. And as long as we continue to build with these principles in mind, the stars will always have a place in our architecture and in our hearts. The precision with which ancient civilizations aligned their temples to the heavens is nothing short of astonishing. Imagine standing in a world without satellites, calculators, or even basic telescopes, yet achieving alignment so exact that modern engineers struggle to replicate them without cutting-edge tools. How did they do it? The answer lies somewhere between human ingenuity and the tantalizing mysteries of lost knowledge. A puzzle that continues to captivate researchers and spark endless debates. One theory points to the use of sophisticated yet rudimentary tools that have since been lost to time. Instruments like the Merkit in Egypt or the Gnomon in Greece allowed ancient astronomers to track celestial movements with surprising accuracy. These devices, simple in design but ingenious in function, relied on shadows, angles, and careful observation. For example, the Merkit, a sighting tool, enabled Egyptian priests to determine true north by observing the positions of specific stars. This knowledge wasn't just theoretical, it was practical, guiding the alignment of monumental structures like the Great Pyramid of Giza with a precision that still baffles us today. But not everyone is convinced that these tools alone could account for the level of accuracy seen in ancient sites. Some researchers have proposed more radical ideas, including the possibility of advanced, now lost technologies or even extraterrestrial influence. While these theories remain speculative and often controversial, they underscore the enduring fascination with ancient achievements. Could there have been a civilization with knowledge far beyond what we've uncovered? Or perhaps a forgotten chapter in human history where science and spirituality were intertwined in ways we've yet to fully understand? These questions, while unproven, keep the mystery alive and fuel the imagination of both scholars and enthusiasts. What's undeniable is the sheer dedication and skill of the ancient builders. Their ability to observe, calculate, and execute such precise alignments speaks to a deep understanding of the cosmos, one that was likely passed down through generations of careful study and apprenticeship. In societies where astronomy and spirituality were deeply intertwined, the role of the astronomer priest was crucial. These individuals weren't just stargazers. They were the custodians of celestial knowledge, using their observations to guide not only temple construction but also the rhythms of daily life, from agriculture to religious ceremonies. Of course, the mystery of lost knowledge isn't just about tools or technique. It's about the cultural and intellectual context in which these achievements occurred. Ancient civilizations saw the universe as a living, interconnected system, where every star, planet, and celestial event held meaning. This worldview shaped their approach to architecture, turning temples into microcosms of the cosmos. The precision of their alignments wasn't just a technical feat. It was a spiritual statement, a way to bring the heavens down to earth and create spaces where the divine could be felt. Today, the quest to uncover this lost knowledge continues to inspire researchers around the world. From archaeologists studying ancient texts to engineers using modern technology to recreate ancient tools, the pursuit is as much about understanding our past as it is about reconnecting with a sense of wonder. Each discovery, whether it confirms or challenges our assumptions, adds another piece to the puzzle, reminding us that the achievements of ancient civilizations are not just relics of the past but enduring mysteries that still have much to teach us. As we stand in awe of these ancient wonders, we're reminded that the pursuit of knowledge is a journey without end. The precision of their alignments, the depth of their understanding, and the mysteries they left behind invite us to look not just at the stars but within ourselves, to ask what we might achieve when we combine curiosity, dedication, and a reverence for the unknown. The story of ancient temple alignments is more than a tale of the past. It's an invitation to explore the limitless potential of human ingenuity and the enduring connection between the earth and the heavens. For ancient civilizations, the act of aligning temples with the heavens wasn't just about showcasing their astronomical prowess. It was a deeply spiritual endeavor, a way to bridge the gap between the earthly and the divine. These celestial alignments served as more than markers of time or displays of ingenuity. They were sacred acts of devotion designed to honor the gods, maintain cosmic balance, and affirm humanity's place within the grand design of the universe. Every alignment, whether to the sun, moon, or stars, carried a weight of spiritual meaning that went far beyond the physical structure itself. Imagine standing in the heart of an ancient temple during a solstice or equinox, the air thick with anticipation as the first rays of sunlight pierce through a precisely carved opening. For the people gathered there, this wasn't just a moment of natural beauty, it was a divine encounter, a sacred event where the heavens seemed to reach down and touch the earth. These moments of alignment were often accompanied by elaborate rituals, from offerings of food and incense to dances and chants that invoked the god's presence. The temple became a stage where the spiritual and the celestial converged, a space where the community could collectively experience the sacred. Take the Temple of Karnak in Egypt, for example. During the winter solstice, the rising sun would flood the temple's inner sanctum, symbolizing the rebirth of the sun god Amun-Ra and the renewal of life itself. This alignment wasn't just a technical achievement. It was a spiritual act, a way to ensure that the sun god's life-giving energy would continue to bless the land and its people. The rituals performed during this time were more than just traditions. They were acts of cosmic maintenance, designed to keep the world in harmony with the divine order. Similarly, in Mesoamerica, the Mayans built their temples to align with celestial events like the equinoxes, creating moments of sacred drama that connected the community to the gods. The Pyramid of Chichen Itza, with its serpent-like shadow during the equinox, was more than a visual spectacle. It was a reminder of the god Kukulkan's presence, a deity associated with creation, wisdom, and the cycles of time. The ceremonies held during these alignments weren't just performances. They were acts of communion, a way for the people to reaffirm their relationship with the divine and the natural world. What's striking about these spiritual alignments is how they reveal a universal truth about ancient cultures. They saw the cosmos as a living, interconnected system where every celestial event had meaning and purpose. The sun wasn't just a source of light, it was a symbol of life, power, and renewal. The moon wasn't just a glowing orb, it was a guide, a storyteller, and a symbol of the divine feminine. By aligning their temples with these celestial bodies, ancient peoples were able to create spaces where the sacred felt tangible, where the heavens and the earth could meet in moments of profound connection. These alignments also highlight the role of temples as more than just places of worship. They were microcosms of the universe, physical representations of the cosmic order. Every stone, every angle, every alignment was designed to reflect the harmony and balance of the cosmos, creating spaces that felt alive with spiritual energy. For ancient cultures, these temples weren't just buildings, they were portals, places where the divine could be felt and experienced in the most immediate and visceral way. As we explore these ancient sites today, we're reminded of the enduring power of celestial alignments to inspire awe and reverence. They invite us to see the cosmos not as a distant, impersonal force, but as a living presence, a source of meaning and connection that transcends time and culture. Whether it's the solstice sunrise at Karnak or the equinox shadow at Chichen Itza, these moments remind us that the heavens have always been more than just a backdrop. They've been a source of spiritual inspiration, a reminder of humanity's timeless quest to connect with the divine. And as we stand in the shadow of these ancient wonders, we're invited to look up and wonder, not just at the stars, but at the profound relationship between the earth, the heavens, and the human spirit. Rituals were the heartbeat of ancient temples, the living pulse that kept the sacred sites in harmony with the cosmos. Far more than mere ceremonies, these practices were essential acts of balance, ensuring that the alignment between the earthly and the celestial remained intact. Every solstice sunrise, every full moon ceremony, every meticulously timed offering was a way to honor the gods, maintain cosmic order, and reaffirm the community's connection to the heavens. These rituals weren't just symbolic, they were practical, designed to keep the temple's spiritual energy aligned with the rhythms of the universe. Take the ancient Egyptians, for example. During the summer solstice, the priests of Karnak performed elaborate rituals to celebrate the sun god Amun-Ra. As the first rays of sunlight streamed through the temple's precisely aligned corridors, the priests would offer prayers, incense, and sacred hymns, inviting the god's presence into the space. This wasn't just a moment of worship, it was a cosmic reset, a way to ensure that the sun's life-giving energy would continue to bless the land and its people. The rituals were a reminder that the temple wasn't just a building, it was a living entity, a bridge between the human and the divine. In Mesoamerica, the Mayans took this idea even further. Their temples, like the Pyramid of Chichen Itza, were stages for grand rituals tied to celestial events. During the spring equinox, as the serpent-like shadow descended the pyramid steps, the community would gather to honor Kukulkan, the feathered serpent god associated with creation and renewal. These ceremonies weren't just about spectacle, they were about participation. The entire community, from farmers to rulers, played a role, offering prayers, dances, and sacrifices to ensure that the cosmic balance was maintained. The rituals were a way to bring the gods closer, to make the heavens feel present and active in their daily lives. What's fascinating is how these rituals also served as social glue, binding communities together in shared purpose and identity. In ancient Greece, for instance, the Eleusinian Mysteries, a series of rituals tied to the cycles of agriculture and the stars, drew people from all walks of life. These ceremonies, shrouded in secrecy, were more than just spiritual events. They were communal experiences that reinforced cultural values and social cohesion. By participating in these rituals, individuals weren't just honoring the gods, they were reaffirming their place within the community and the larger cosmos. But the role of rituals went beyond the spiritual and the social. They were also acts of preservation. In many cultures, the knowledge of celestial alignments was passed down through generations, not in written texts but through the rituals themselves. The precise timing of a solstice ceremony, the placement of an offering during a lunar eclipse, the chants sung during a star alignment, these were all ways of encoding astronomical knowledge into living tradition. The rituals ensured that the wisdom of the ancients wasn't lost but kept alive in the rhythms of daily life. Today, as we explore these ancient sites, we're reminded of the power of rituals to connect us not just to the divine but to each other. They invite us to think about the ways we mark time, honor tradition, and create meaning in our own lives. Whether it's the solstice celebrations of ancient Egypt or the equinox rituals of the Mayans, these practices remind us that the cosmos isn't just something we observe, it's something we participate in, a dance of light and shadow, earth and sky that continues to shape our world. And as we stand in the shadow of these ancient temples, we're invited to reflect on the timeless role of rituals in maintaining the delicate balance between the human and the celestial. What's truly remarkable about celestial alignments is how they transcend borders, cultures, and even time. From the sunlit sands of Egypt to the misty jungles of Cambodia, from the rugged peaks of Peru to the ancient plains of India, cultures separated by thousands of miles and centuries of history all shared a common thread, a profound connection to the cosmos. This isn't just a coincidence, it's a testament to the universal human impulse to seek meaning in the stars. Whether it's the Great Pyramid of Giza aligned with Orion's belt, or the Karnak Sun Temple in India designed to capture the sun's rays during solstices, these alignments reveal a shared fascination with the heavens that unites humanity across the globe. Consider the pyramids of Egypt and the ziggurats of Mesopotamia. Despite being separated by vast distances and distinct cultures, both civilizations built towering structures aligned with celestial bodies. The pyramids, with their precise orientation to the cardinal directions, reflect the Egyptians' belief in the afterlife and their connection to the stars. Meanwhile, the ziggurats of Mesopotamia, with their stepped terraces reaching toward the sky, were seen as stairways to the gods, linking the earthly realm to the divine. These similarities aren't just architectural, they're spiritual, reflecting a shared understanding of the cosmos as a bridge between the human and the divine. On the other side of the world, the Mayans and the Inca developed their own celestial alignments, often with astonishing precision. The Mayan city of Tikal, with its towering temples aligned to the rising and setting sun during solstices, reflects a deep understanding of the sun's cycles. Similarly, the Incas' Intihuatana stone at Machu Picchu, designed to cast no shadow during the equinoxes, underscores their reverence for the sun as a life-giving force. These alignments weren't just about marking time, they were about creating spaces where the heavens and the earth could meet, where the divine could be felt in the most immediate and tangible way. But it's not just the ancient world that showcases this global phenomenon. In India, the temples of Khajuraho and the Brihadiswara temple in Thanjavur are masterpieces of celestial alignment, designed to capture the sun's rays during specific times of the year. These structures, with their intricate carvings and precise geometries, reflect a deep spiritual connection to the cosmos, one that transcends time and geography. Even in Europe, the stone circles of Stonehenge and the alignments of ancient Greek temples reveal a shared fascination with the heavens, a reminder that the stars have always held a universal power to inspire and guide. What does this global phenomenon tell us? It suggests that despite our differences, humanity has always been united by a common quest to understand the cosmos. The stars, the sun, and the moon aren't just celestial bodies. They're symbols of hope, renewal, and connection, guiding us through the mysteries of life and death. Whether in the deserts of Egypt or the mountains of Peru, ancient peoples looked to the heavens not just for answers but for inspiration, creating sacred spaces that reflected their shared reverence for the cosmos. This universal connection to the stars reminds us that, even in a world divided by borders and beliefs, we are all part of something greater. The alignments of ancient temples aren't just relics of the past, they're invitations to look up and wonder, to see the stars not as distant lights but as symbols of our shared humanity. And as we explore these ancient sites, we're reminded that the heavens have always been more than just a backdrop, they've been a source of unity. A reminder that, no matter where we come from, we are all connected by the timeless quest to understand the cosmos and our place within it. While the stars and stones often take center stage in discussions of ancient celestial alignments, there's another story waiting to be told, one that shines a light on the crucial role of women in shaping these sacred spaces. Across cultures and centuries, women weren't just passive observers of the cosmos. They were active participants, weaving their knowledge, spirituality, and creativity into the very fabric of temple design and celestial practices. From priestesses to astronomers, their contributions reveal a world where the feminine divine was not only honored but deeply intertwined with the alignment of sacred sites. Take the ancient Egyptians, for example. In the temples dedicated to Hathor, the goddess of the sky, love, and fertility, women played a central role as priestesses. These women weren't just caretakers of ritual. They were keepers of celestial knowledge, responsible for ensuring that the temple's alignments with the moon and stars remained precise. Hathor herself was often depicted as a celestial cow, her body adorned with stars, symbolizing the connection between the feminine divine and the heavens. The alignment of her temples with lunar cycles wasn't just an architectural choice. It was a reflection of her role as a nurturing, life-giving force, embodying the rhythms of nature and the cosmos. In ancient Greece, the Oracle of Delphi, often a woman, served as a bridge between the earthly and the divine, while the Temple of Apollo, the sun god, is the most famous feature of Delphi. The oracle's role in interpreting celestial omens and guiding sacred rituals was equally vital. The alignment of the temple with the constellations and the sun's path wasn't just a technical feat. It was a spiritual act, one that the oracle helped bring to life through her prophecies and rituals. Her presence underscored the idea that the heavens weren't just a male domain, they were a space where feminine wisdom and intuition played a key role in understanding the cosmos. The influence of feminine deities and principles extended far beyond the Mediterranean. In Mesoamerica, the Mayan moon goddess Ixchel was revered as a symbol of fertility, healing, and the cycles of time. Temples dedicated to her often featured alignments with the moon's phases, creating spaces where her energy could be felt most strongly. The role of women in these temples wasn't limited to worship. They were also involved in the careful observation of lunar cycles, using their knowledge to guide agricultural practices and community rituals. The moon's connection to feminine energy wasn't just symbolic, it was practical, shaping the rhythms of daily life and the design of sacred spaces. Even in cultures where historical records are sparse, the presence of feminine principles in celestial alignments is undeniable. In ancient India, temples dedicated to goddesses like Durga and Kali often incorporated lunar and solar alignments, reflecting their dual roles as creators and destroyers. These goddesses weren't just figures of myth, they were embodiments of cosmic balance, their temples designed to honor the interplay between light and darkness, life and death. The women who served in these temples, whether as priestesses or astronomers, were instrumental in maintaining this balance, ensuring that the alignments remained true to the spiritual and celestial principles they represented. What's striking about these examples is how they challenge the notion that ancient celestial practices were dominated by men. Women weren't just participants in these traditions, they were leaders, innovators, and guardians of sacred knowledge. Their contributions remind us that the alignment of temples with the heavens wasn't just about technical precision. It was about creating spaces where the divine feminine could be honored and celebrated. Whether through the nurturing light of the moon or the life-giving energy of the sun, these alignments reflected a deep understanding of the interconnectedness of all things, a world view where gender played a vital role in shaping humanity's relationship with the cosmos. As we explore these ancient sites, we're reminded of the enduring power of the feminine divine, a force that continues to inspire and guide us even today. The next time you gaze at the moon or stand in the shadow of an ancient temple, take a moment to honor the women who helped bring these celestial alignments to life. Their legacy is a testament to the timeless connection between the heavens, the earth, and the human spirit, a reminder that the stars have always been a source of unity, balance, and boundless wonder. The stars didn't just inspire towering temples and precise alignments, they also sparked the imaginations of artists, storytellers, and thinkers, leaving an indelible mark on art and culture. Across civilizations, celestial events like eclipses, comets, and the movements of planets weren't just observed. They were immortalized in paintings, carvings, and myths, becoming a vivid part of humanity's creative legacy. This fusion of science, spirituality, and artistry reveals a profound truth. The heavens weren't just a source of knowledge, they were a canvas for the human imagination. Take the ancient Egyptians, for instance. Their art is brimming with celestial symbolism, from the star-studded ceilings of tombs to the intricate depictions of gods like Nut, the sky goddess, whose body arched over the earth adorned with stars. These images weren't just decorative, they were deeply symbolic, reflecting the Egyptians' belief in the interconnectedness of the earthly and the celestial. Even their hieroglyphs often included references to the sun, moon, and stars, weaving astronomy into the very fabric of their written language. Mesoamerican cultures also embraced the heavens in their art. The Mayans, known for their advanced astronomical knowledge, created intricate codices filled with celestial imagery. These illustrated manuscripts didn't just record astronomical data, they told stories depicting gods and heroes whose fates were intertwined with the stars. The Dresden Codex, for example, contains detailed charts of Venus cycles, blending scientific observation with mythological storytelling. This seamless integration of science and art highlights how the Mayans saw the cosmos as both a source of knowledge and a wellspring of inspiration. But it wasn't just the ancient world that drew from the stars. Even in medieval Europe, celestial events found their way into art and literature. The Bayeux Tapestry, an iconic piece of medieval embroidery, famously depicts Halley's Comet, which appeared in the sky in 1066. For the people of that time, the comet wasn't just a scientific phenomenon, it was an omen, a sign of divine intervention. This blending of astronomy and symbolism reflects a broader cultural trend. The stars weren't just objects in the sky, they were characters in humanity's collective story. Myths and legends, too, are filled with celestial references, from the Greek tale of Orion the hunter, immortalized as a constellation, to the Inuit story of the sun and moon as eternal lovers chasing each other across the sky. These stories weren't just entertainment, they were ways of making sense of the world, of finding meaning in the movements of the heavens. By weaving celestial events into their myths, ancient peoples were able to connect the cosmic and the personal, turning the stars into symbols of love, loss, and destiny. What's truly remarkable is how these cultural expressions reveal the interconnectedness of science, spirituality, and creativity. For ancient civilizations, the heavens weren't just a subject of study, they were a source of wonder and inspiration. Art and culture became a way to explore this connection, to express the ineffable beauty and mystery of the cosmos. Whether it was the starry ceilings of Egyptian tombs or the celestial myths of the Greeks, these creations remind us that the stars have always been more than just points of light. They've been a mirror reflecting humanity's deepest hopes, fears, and dreams. As we explore these ancient artworks and stories, we're reminded of the timeless power of the stars to inspire and connect us. They invite us to see the cosmos not just as a distant mystery, but as a living, breathing part of our cultural heritage. From the paintings of ancient Egypt to the myths of the Inuit, these celestial expressions remind us that the heavens have always been a source of unity, creativity, and endless wonder. And as we gaze up at the night sky, we're invited to join this ancient tradition, to find our own stories in the stars and to celebrate the enduring connection between the earth, the heavens, and the human spirit. In a world without clocks or smartphones, how did ancient societies keep track of time? The answer lies in the heavens. For thousands of years, the sun, moon, and stars served as humanity's most reliable timekeepers, guiding everything from planting seasons to religious festivals. Temples, far more than places of worship, became living observatories where celestial alignments were carefully observed and recorded. These alignments weren't just symbolic, they were practical, helping communities stay in harmony with the natural rhythms of the world around them. The sun, for instance, played a central role in marking the passage of time. Ancient cultures like the Egyptians and the Mayans developed solar calendars based on the sun's annual journey across the sky. The Egyptians, for example, divided their year into 3 seasons: flooding, planting, and harvesting, each tied to the Nile cycles and the sun's position. Temples like Karnak were designed to capture the sun's rays during specific times of the year, such as the winter solstice, signaling the start of a new agricultural cycle. These solar alignments weren't just about reverence, they were about survival, ensuring that crops were planted and harvested at the optimal times. The moon, with its predictable phases, offered another way to track time. Lunar calendar, used by cultures from the Babylonians to the Chinese, divided the year into months based on the moon's cycles. Temples aligned with lunar events, like the Temple of Artemis in Greece, served as both spiritual centers and practical timekeeping tools. During the full moon, the temple's alignment allowed moonlight to flood its interior, marking the midpoint of the lunar month. These moments weren't just visually stunning, they were critical for coordinating festivals, rituals, and even trade. But it wasn't just the sun and moon that guided ancient timekeeping. The stars, too, played a vital role. The rising and setting of specific constellations signaled the changing of seasons, helping communities prepare for the year ahead. The Maya, for instance, closely tracked the movements of Venus, using its cycles to create a highly accurate calendar that governed everything from agriculture to warfare. Temples like those at Chichen Itza were designed to align with these celestial events, turning them into both spiritual and scientific instruments. What's fascinating is how these timekeeping practices reveal the interconnectedness of ancient cultures. Whether in Egypt, Greece, or Mesoamerica, the need to track time bound communities to the heavens, creating a shared language of celestial observation. Temples, with their precise alignments, became more than just buildings, they were tools for survival, ensuring that societies thrived in sync with the natural world. This blend of practicality and spirituality highlights the ingenuity of ancient astronomers. By observing the heavens, they didn't just mark time, they created a framework for understanding the world. Their calendars weren't just about dates, they were about meaning, connecting the rhythms of the cosmos to the rhythms of daily life. From the solstice alignments at Stonehenge to the lunar phases observed at the Temple of Artemis, these practices remind us that timekeeping was never just a science. It was an art, a way of weaving the heavens into the fabric of human existence. As we look back at these ancient methods, we're reminded of the enduring power of the stars to guide us. In a world where time often feels fragmented and fleeting, these celestial alignments invite us to slow down, to reconnect with the natural cycles that have shaped our history. They remind us that time isn't just something we measure. It's something we live, a rhythm that connects us to the earth, the heavens, and each other. Light has always been more than just illumination. It's a language, a symbol, and a bridge between the earthly and the divine. In the sacred spaces of ancient temples, light wasn't merely a practical necessity. It was a profound expression of cosmic order and spiritual awakening. The way sunlight pierced through precisely aligned openings, or how moonlight bathed stone carvings in an otherworldly glow, transformed these structures into living canvases of celestial symbolism. Every beam of light, every shadow cast carried meaning, telling stories of creation, renewal, and the eternal dance between darkness and illumination. Imagine standing in the inner sanctum of a temple as the first rays of dawn stream through a narrow slit in the stone. For ancient worshippers, this wasn't just a beautiful moment, it was a divine encounter. The light symbolized the presence of the gods, their energy manifesting in the physical world. In Egypt, the temple of Karnak was designed so that during the winter solstice, the rising sun would flood the sanctuary, illuminating the statue of Amun-Ra. This dramatic interplay of light and shadow wasn't just a visual spectacle. It was a spiritual statement, a reminder that the sun god's life-giving power was ever present, even in the darkest times. But light's symbolism goes beyond the sun. The moon, with its soft, silvery glow, carried its own mystical significance. In temples dedicated to lunar deities, like the Temple of Artemis in Greece, moonlight would stream through carefully positioned openings, casting intricate patterns of light and shadow. These moments were more than just aesthetic. They were transformative, symbolizing the moon's role as a guide through the cycles of life, death, and rebirth. The interplay of light and shadow in these spaces wasn't just decorative. It was a way to make the intangible tangible, bringing the divine into the realm of human experience. What's fascinating is how these light effects were often tied to specific celestial events. The Mayans, for example, designed the pyramid of Chichen Itza so that during the equinoxes, the play of light and shadow would create the illusion of a serpent slithering down its steps. This serpent effect wasn't just a feat of engineering, it was a symbol of Kukulkan, the feathered serpent god, descending to earth. The light became a conduit for divine energy, a way to connect the heavens with the human world. For the Mayans, this alignment wasn't just about marking time, it was about creating a moment of spiritual transformation, where the boundaries between the earthly and the celestial blurred. The symbolism of light also extended to the concept of enlightenment itself. In many ancient cultures, light was seen as a metaphor for knowledge, wisdom, and spiritual awakening. Temples designed to capture and manipulate light were often places of learning, where priests and seekers alike could commune with the divine and gain deeper understanding. The way light moved through these spaces, whether it was the sun's golden rays or the moon's ethereal glow, mirrored the journey of the soul from ignorance to enlightenment, from darkness to light. This transformative power of light wasn't confined to one culture or region. From the sunlit corridors of Egyptian temples to the moonlit courtyards of Greek sanctuaries, light served as a universal symbol of divine energy and cosmic order. It reminded worshippers that, even in the darkest moments, there was always a source of illumination, a guiding force that could lead them toward renewal and understanding. As we explore these ancient temples today, we're reminded of the enduring power of light to inspire and transform. It's not just about the physical beauty of these spaces, but the deeper symbolism they embody. The interplay of light and shadow in these sacred sites invites us to reflect on our own journeys, to seek out moments of illumination in our lives, and to recognize the eternal dance between darkness and light that shapes our world. Whether it's the sun breaking through the clouds or the moon casting its glow on a quiet night, light remains a timeless symbol of hope, connection, and the transformative energy of the cosmos. For ancient civilizations, the power of the heavens wasn't just about marking time or honoring the gods. It was also deeply tied to healing and well-being. Temples weren't merely places of worship, they were sanctuaries of restoration, where the alignment of sacred spaces with celestial bodies was believed to channel cosmic energy into the physical world. These alignments weren't just symbolic, they were thought to have tangible effects, promoting balance and harmony within the body and mind. This holistic approach to spirituality reveals a profound understanding of the interconnectedness of the cosmos, the earth, and human health. Picture stepping into a temple designed to align with the sun during the solstice. As the light pours through a precisely positioned opening, bathing the space in warmth, you're not just witnessing a celestial event, you're experiencing what ancient peoples believed to be a moment of healing. The Egyptians, for instance, often aligned their temples to capture the sun's rays during specific times of the year, believing that this light carried divine energy capable of rejuvenating the soul and body. Temples like Karnak and Abu Simbel were more than architectural marvels, they were spaces where the sun's life-giving power could be felt, offering a sense of renewal and vitality to those who entered. But it wasn't just the sun that held healing properties. The moon, with its gentle, reflective light, was equally revered for its restorative qualities. In cultures like the Mayans, lunar alignments were central to the design of healing temples. These spaces were often positioned to capture the moon's light during specific phases, believed to promote emotional balance and inner peace. The soft, silvery glow of a full moon streaming into a temple's inner sanctum wasn't just a beautiful sight. It was a source of comfort and healing, a reminder of the moon's role as a nurturer and guide. The stars, too, played a part in this celestial healing. In ancient India, temples dedicated to healing deities like Dhanvantari, the god of Ayurveda, were often aligned with specific constellations. These alignments were thought to amplify the temple's energy, creating a space where physical ailments could be addressed through spiritual means. The idea was simple yet profound. The body and the cosmos were interconnected, and by aligning sacred spaces with the stars, ancient healers could tap into the universe's innate ability to restore balance. What's fascinating is how this belief in celestial healing wasn't confined to one culture or region. From the stone circles of Europe to the sacred springs of Japan, the idea that cosmic alignments could influence health and well-being was a universal concept. These practices remind us that ancient spirituality wasn't just about the afterlife or the divine. It was about creating harmony in the here and now, using the rhythms of the cosmos to nurture the body, mind, and spirit. Today, as we explore these ancient healing spaces, we're reminded of the enduring power of the heavens to inspire and restore. The next time you stand beneath the sun or gaze at the moon, think about how ancient people saw these celestial bodies, not just as distant lights, but as sources of energy, balance, and healing. These alignments invite us to reconnect with the natural world, to find moments of peace and renewal in the rhythms of the cosmos. And as we do, we're reminded that the heavens have always been more than just a backdrop. They've been a source of healing, a reminder of the profound connection between the earth, the stars, and the human spirit. As we stand on the shoulders of ancient architects and stargazers, the future of celestial alignments unfolds as a fascinating blend of old and new. With the aid of modern technology, satellites, 3D mapping, and advanced computational tools, we're now able to study these ancient alignments with unprecedented precision. What once required generations of careful observation and intuition can now be analyzed in minutes, revealing hidden patterns and connections that deepen our understanding of humanity's cosmic heritage. But this isn't just about uncovering the past, it's about rediscovering a timeless wisdom that speaks to our place in the universe. Take, for example, the work of researchers using LiDAR technology to map ancient sites like Angkor Wat and the Mayan city of Tikal. These tools allow us to see beyond the surface, uncovering alignments and designs that were invisible to the naked eye. What emerges is a richer picture of how ancient peoples integrated celestial knowledge into their daily lives, creating structures that were not only functional but deeply spiritual. These discoveries remind us that the stars weren't just points of light, they were guides, teachers, and symbols of something greater. But the future of celestial alignments isn't just about technology, it's about reconnecting with the values and perspectives of those who came before us. Ancient cultures saw the cosmos as a living, interconnected system, where every star, planet, and celestial event had meaning. This holistic worldview, often lost in the noise of modern life, offers a powerful reminder of our relationship with the natural world. By rediscovering this wisdom, we're not just preserving history, we're reclaiming a sense of balance and harmony that has the potential to shape how we live today. This journey of rediscovery also invites us to think about the role of celestial alignments in the modern world. Could the principles that guided ancient temple builders inspire the architecture of the future? Imagine cities designed to align with the solstices or buildings that capture the light of the equinoxes, creating spaces that feel alive with cosmic energy. These ideas aren't just poetic, they're practical, offering a way to reconnect with the rhythms of nature and create environments that nurture both the body and the soul. At the same time, the preservation of ancient sites becomes increasingly urgent. As climate change and urban development threaten these sacred spaces, the responsibility to protect them grows. This isn't just about safeguarding stones and carvings, it's about honoring the knowledge and creativity of the people who built them. By preserving these sites, we're ensuring that future generations can continue to learn from the stars, drawing inspiration and insight from the alignments that once guided their ancestors. Ultimately, the future of celestial alignments is a story of connection, a bridge between the past, present, and future. It's a reminder that the stars have always been more than just distant lights. They've been a source of meaning, guidance, and wonder. As we continue to explore and rediscover this ancient wisdom, we're not just uncovering the secrets of the cosmos, we're finding a deeper understanding of ourselves and our place in the universe. And in that journey, the stars remain our constant companions, lighting the way forward. The study of ancient celestial alignments isn't just an exploration of stone and stars. It's a journey into the heart of human history, spirituality, and identity. But as we uncover the secrets of these sacred sites, we're faced with a pressing question. How do we balance the pursuit of knowledge with the responsibility to honor and preserve the cultures that created them? This isn't just an academic debate, it's a deeply ethical one, challenging us to consider the impact of our curiosity on the living legacies of these ancient peoples. Take, for example, the challenges of preserving sites like Angkor Wat or Machu Picchu. These places aren't just archaeological wonders, they're sacred spaces, deeply woven into the cultural and spiritual fabric of the communities that hold them dear. When researchers and tourists flock to these sites, the risk of damage, whether through erosion, overcrowding, or even well-meaning but invasive studies, becomes a real concern. The question isn't just about how we study these alignments, but how we do so in a way that respects their cultural significance and ensures they endure for future generations. Collaboration is key. Working closely with local communities and descendant groups isn't just a matter of courtesy, it's a vital step toward ethical research. By involving those who have a direct connection to these sites, we can ensure that our explorations are guided by cultural sensitivity and mutual respect. This approach doesn't just protect the physical integrity of the sites, it also honors the living traditions and beliefs that give them meaning. After all, these alignments aren't just relics of the past, they're part of a living heritage, one that continues to shape the identities and spiritual practices of countless people today. But collaboration isn't the only challenge. There's also the question of interpretation. How do we present these alignments to the world without reducing them to mere curiosities or stripping them of their spiritual depth? Ancient temples and celestial alignments are more than just feats of engineering or astronomical observation. They're expressions of a worldview, a way of understanding the cosmos and humanity's place within it. When we study them, we're not just decoding ancient knowledge, we're engaging with a philosophy that sees the universe as a living, interconnected system. To overlook this spiritual dimension is to miss the heart of what these alignments truly represent. This raises another ethical consideration, the danger of appropriation. In a world where ancient wisdom is often commercialized or repackaged without proper context, it's crucial to approach these alignments with humility. This means acknowledging the limitations of our understanding and resisting the temptation to impose modern interpretations onto ancient practices. It also means giving credit where it's due, recognizing the ingenuity and spiritual insight of the cultures that created these alignments, rather than framing them as mysterious or primitive. Ultimately, the study of ancient celestial alignments is a reminder of the power of knowledge not just to inform, but to connect. By approaching these sites with respect, collaboration, and cultural sensitivity, we can uncover their secrets while honoring the people and traditions that brought them to life. It's a delicate balance, but one that holds the potential to enrich our understanding of the past and deepen our appreciation for the diverse ways humanity has sought to make sense of the cosmos. And in doing so, we're not just preserving ancient knowledge, we're ensuring that the stars continue to guide us, just as they did for those who came before. As we reach the end of our journey through the celestial alignments of ancient temples, it's impossible not to feel a deep sense of wonder. These structures, standing tall across continents and centuries, are far more than mere feats of engineering. They are profound expressions of humanity's quest to connect with the cosmos. From the pyramids of Egypt, where the sun's rays once illuminated sacred chambers, to the star-aligned temples of Mesoamerica, where shadows danced in perfect synchrony with the heavens, these sites remind us that the sky has always been more than a distant backdrop. It was a mirror reflecting our hopes, fears, and endless curiosity about the universe. What's striking is how these alignments transcend time and culture. Whether it's the solstice sunrise at Stonehenge or the lunar precision of the Temple of Artemis, each site tells a story of people who look to the stars not just for guidance but for meaning. They saw the cosmos as a living, breathing force, one that shaped their lives and inspired their most sacred creations. In a world where we often feel disconnected from nature and each other, these ancient practices offer a powerful reminder that we are part of something greater, a vast, interconnected web of life and energy. As we step into the future, the wisdom of the ancients continues to resonate. Their ability to find harmony between the earthly and the celestial challenges us to rethink our own relationship with the universe. In a time of rapid change and uncertainty, perhaps there's something to be learned from their reverence for the natural world, their commitment to balance, and their belief in the power of connection. These temples, with their precise alignments and timeless beauty, invite us to look up, not just at the stars, but at the possibilities within ourselves. Thank you for joining us on this extraordinary journey through time and space. If you've enjoyed exploring the mysteries of ancient celestial alignments, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more adventures into the wonders of our world. Until next time, keep looking up, because the stars, just like the stories of those who came before us, are always there to guide the way.